Boom. Okay, I guess that's our lore. We're gonna help this scientist from Konami. I've never played this game before. Oh, good. We get to watch it again. I played the first TwinBee game like a year and a half ago. This is not a request per se, but I am trying to work my way towards. Dave requested a late game in this franchise, and so I'm like playing the early games leading up to it. I was expecting sound effects. Oh, I don't know what that heart does. I do think this game has a definite ending. The first game definitely didn't seem to end. It seemed like it was just an arcade game. Ooh. Double. So obviously, like, the game's core mechanic is this thing about juggling these jingle bells, trying to get... I'm not good at it, but trying to get them to turn into a thing you actually want. So they're the power-ups, but, like, until they're not yellow, they're just points. It does seem like the game is, I guess it's level 1, so whatever, but you're just kind of cruising along here. There we go. Oh, it's watermelon slice. I don't like it. Okay, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, so the first game was in this perspective. And this was what I was actually expecting, but I guess that's, I don't think I get anything from another white one. That's how they get you. Try to psych you out with the new gameplay. So this is an early example of a cute 'em up, a cute shoot 'em up. Everything is obviously very adorable in an NES way. It kind of seems like we're in the ocean right now. Man. Oh, now my ship blows again. Ooh, it's noticeably worse when you're slow. And that's how it, you know, like that's, I think the core of the gameplay is just that there's... Okay. Like I couldn't get away from him because I'm so slow. That it just kind of cascades, and that's, you know, like the way the shooters work, really. Okay, so that'll speed me up. And give me this upbeat dance music. Damn it. Okay. Game over! Oh, there you go. You're doing great. Oh, no, that was just telling me my score. Alright, well, good start. Well, continue. If it has infinite continues, then I think it kind of ends up being not nothing. Like, the problem is that you start out super slow wherever you are. Okay, so I want that. Build up my speed. Oh. So I think this is going to be the same experience as the first game. I think I'm going to play it for like an hour or something and then be done, because like it feels pretty much the same in terms of just not having a whole lot going on. You know, it's an arcade game. Since shooters aren't really my genre to begin with, it's not like something that I'm going to play all day long. You play this one as a kid? Oh, I got ghost squidded. Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of shooters growing up. Galaga, pretty much. Game over. No, I don't expect to get particularly far in this. I'm pretty much, as I said a few minutes ago, just playing it to kind of get an awareness of where the franchise started out, so when I do get to the game that Dave requested, I'll feel like I'm more appreciative of the changes. Oh, just want to get taken out. Take me out. Okay, so everybody here has played this game and is really good at this game. Good to know. Take me out, come on. I thought you were saying that, like, you played through the entire game on one quarter. Which, to me, is good. But if you're saying you put in one quarter and just played for a while... Yeah, I played this game as a kid. Played it for about 5 minutes. Ah, oh, there you go. I only played games that were officially licensed by Nintendo. None of those 101 cart nonsense. Okay, I think we can still go faster. Yeah, that's what we need. Exactly what we need. I was going so fast that I just cruised right into that, I think it was a starfish. I was going so fast I couldn't tell what I hit. I think if I don't get the double laser by the time I get... There we go. Oh, we're so slow! Oh. I think I need to have the double laser when I get to the boss, but I also need some speed, because this is awful. Okay, give me that, give me that! Well, did not get the speed. I predict this is not going to go well. Oh, okay. Oh! Sir, take it easy. Well, this doesn't seem that bad, actually. Progress. It's been made. I think I prefer these side-scrolling ones, which... maybe I didn't play the first one long enough. I don't recall it having side-scrolling in it, so... I think that's the big change between 1 and 2. TwinBee is Konami. I know you can't, it doesn't seem like it because it looks so crusty, but that's just because it's old. It's super old. I think this is like 86? Oh, we got some clothes hangers. Oh, well. I know the first arcade one would have been like 83, yeah. So... that's why I was guessing this might be like... What is this? My gun slowed down. 85 or 86 is what I would guess. Yeah, because I mean, like, they ported everything on the Nintendo later. Man, I picked up some power-up that made my gun worse. Now it all sucks. Ugh, it's terrible. Okay, so that's basically, I think, the problem I have with a lot of shooters is as soon as you... I don't like any game that has, like, one-hit kills, and then once you put in... I was looking at that question mark down on the ground. I don't know if it's like a random thing, like a power-up, or if it's just points. So, like, the idea being that once you take a hit, you just are garbage, and the game feels terrible all of a sudden. I don't think it's a particularly sound way to develop a game. But what do I know? I've never developed a game. Okay, we picked up the L. Seems to be making my gun alternate between going up and going to the side, and I don't have control over it. So that's also a game design choice. The game's just so zany. Oh, now it's firing down and to the right. Okay, I picked up that face. Shoes are gonna get me. Yeah, that's right. This gun is terrible. So much. It's really hard to, like, hit the bells repeatedly when your gun keeps changing direction. Yeah, because the Goonies is also pretty old. Like, before they figured out how to do the sampling technology, so it's just like the really basic chiptune music. Okay, well, we got rid of the gun that fires in random directions. I'll blame all my problems on that. When the bell turns white, it looks like it's wearing some tidy whities, so I appreciate that. I guess it depends. I would have a really hard time recommending that style of game to anyone now because of, like, how I don't think any game that just, like, completely fails to give you clues about what you're supposed to do has aged well. And I know that one has particular problems about, like, expecting you to just kind of do random things hoping for success, like, hit this random wall with a hammer for progress. You don't think to do that? Well, you won't ever finish the game. Sorry. Also, I've never seen the movie, which I think makes me a bad Oregonian. Getting that extra speed really screws me up because, like, I just am suddenly way too fast. And I think I'm on my last life now, and I have no power-ups, and I feel like we're probably about to hit the boss. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a very similar principle, like recommending people to play games or watch movies from the 80s. Like, sometimes there's a reason for it. Like, sometimes there's a good grounding for it. Yeah, you should absolutely play this if you're interested in the development of this genre. You should actually watch this. See how this genre developed. But there are a lot of movies that came out in the 80s that, like, taken on their own out of context, they are just, like, kind of movies that were great then, but we've made better movies since. Just like we've made better shooters since this. I'm not saying anything, like, for or against the Goonies. I just, like, haven't gone out of my way to watch it. Okay, so the L sucks. Whatever L means... it makes my gun do this. It just makes it really hard to progress. Okay. Well, I'm less offended by this. It's kind of stupid because I don't think that I'm gonna have anybody, like, behind me. Like, I get it. The point is that the game is silly, so it gives you this silly power-up that actually, like, hurts you. Absolutely killing my thumb. I'm not gonna get the speed I need or the gun I need before the boss, I think, if I even make it to the boss, because it's just... I don't want to go in like this. I think it's also a random number of times that you need to hit the bells to get them to change color. It might be random within a range. Screw this up. Speed. Come on. Really? Why? Oh, that sucks. Is this a drain pipe? Sure. I don't think I'm hitting him at all. Hey, nice. Progress again. No problem. Oh, good. Now we got ground cover. Okay, so that was one of the things I didn't like about the first game was the so the A button is like a normal gun, and the B button is this weird like bomb that you drop. This background. So there's like a little targeting reticle. I guess I couldn't move up anymore? Okay. That's fine. There's like a weird targeting reticle that shows up to show what your range is when you're dropping things, but it's not... I mean, I guess I could be pressing both buttons at the same time. No reason why you can't. Oh, good. So glad I got the R. TV took me out. Yeah, so I can't move higher than this on the screen, which is what killed me last time. Like, why would that suddenly be a limitation? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to just, like, have no idea that you can't get past a certain point on the screen. Oh, we got this thing. It left. It disappeared immediately. I'm ready for this background color to change. Not today, R. Not today, L. So, as best I can tell, R and L both suck. But, you know, maybe if I'd read the manual, I'd have a different opinion. So I'm gonna roll back the tape. I think that was absolutely not my fault. Need to get some speed. I don't think getting that twice does anything for me. Damn it! Telephones. Oh. Not last long enough. I can't tell if the TVs follow me. Like, it's bothering me that they come in kind of at an angle and they change direction. I think that's what's happening, is as soon as you change the X or Y coordinate, they follow that direction. This is exactly how I felt about the first game. But it was like, okay, I get it. Fine. I played it for, what, 30 minutes now, and I'm like, yeah, I got it. I do like that this one actually alternates between the two, between side-scrolling and overhead. Okay. It does make it more interesting. It is kind of annoying how bad your ship is to begin with, and the gameplay becomes much more enjoyable once you get those power-ups, but I would prefer for it to be enjoyable in the first place, and then, like, the power-ups are just really awesome things to make you even cooler, as opposed to, well, you're just terrible, sorry kid. I thought I had like a shield thing, but maybe I threw it? I don't quite understand how that power works yet. Phoned home. I do like that it gives me continues, though. If there were limited continues, I would not still be playing. Get it? Yeah, okay. So at least I understand the movement of the TVs now. I don't like it, but I understand it. I'm shooting to the left now. Okay. The invincibility jingle was still going. I'm sorry. Okay. So, just don't screw up now. That was the best time to fix my gun so that I can go into this boss fight. Like medium speed. Oh! Okay. What an odd boss. Still overhead. This seems significantly worse, like these hammers flying in and this kind of zigzag pattern. So slow! Oh. It appears to be like gym equipment land. Damn footballs. But yeah, now if this were at an arcade, if I would have played this as a kid, I wouldn't have put more than $1 in it. They're like, well, okay. Left to right like that. I don't really have anything to talk about at this point. Like, the game is clearly not going to change in volume of content, so, you know, here we are. I gotta destroy my arms. Got him back. Hey, your volleyballs. Get a gun. Be all set. Damn, I didn't see that last football. It's like bounce. Oh, okay. It's because it didn't leave the screen. Wow. Well, this sucks. Penguin! Penguin did not save me. I predict failure. Oh, it's boombox. Couldn't handle the jams. That doesn't look particularly difficult. Now I understand what it's doing. Also, now that I know that the footballs will just like bounce around in the corners, it's good information to have. See, they don't always do it. That's what was problematic about it. Don't appreciate that as an enemy behavior choice. He jumped over to where the blue power-up was. He's gonna take me out so I can start over. Yeah, I don't like the way the game feels so sluggish at your base level. I think they could have started you at speed 2. Yeah. Take me out. I don't want any. Oh, I haven't got this pink one yet. I currently can't tell if it's better. It does at least go across the screen faster. It's on my arms. Makes a more annoying sound. It seems to not be hitting the bells squarely. If I could get to the boss with this, I'd be okay. Alright, I think this is gonna be fine. So we're gonna scatter these music notes, they're gonna rain down on me. So I can be on the bottom of the screen. I don't know if the laser is strong. I don't actually have any idea. Keep an eye on the music notes. So I don't have to, if I'm down here, I don't have to worry about his movement at all. So, yeah. 3 back-to-back overhead stages. Come on, game. I appreciate it. Ugh, this movement's trash. These bugs are just all over the place. Yeah, it's a better game than the first one. Oh yeah, I'm sure that they, you know, once you had a code, like, well, the game functions, just like slap and copy and paste that code everywhere. I can't imagine how awful it would have been to try to design a game on those computers. Pick me up. The one I think about a lot is designing music for older video games and how you have had to just like do it like mathematically. It's like a process of punching in numbers to create music, and it was a very specific skill set. That's why some games have really bad music, because like you hire someone who like theoretically knew how to do both. Yep. I have no idea how long this game is. I don't imagine it's very long. But I also don't necessarily feel obligated to play the whole thing. I am going to just keep dying, though. If I take a death immediately at the start of the stage, I'm just going to start over. Yeah, I'd say 7 to 9. It's probably the range that I would guess. You gotta have at least one more side-scroller stage. These bugs... Okay. So, like, that's why I keep dying, is because they do this stupid thing where they move across the screen and stay there. So they don't have, like, an obvious pattern to deal with. And I'm too slow to, like, shoot them out of the sky before they can get to that position. You know why I'm too slow? Because I died. And the game penalizes you for dying. I don't think the things that are on the ground kill you. They're shooting, like, you know, those pellets, and what happens is, if you get hit with a pellet, you lose your arms, and if you get hit again, you die. So, ground fire is not quite the same as things up in the sky. So, like, I haven't even been bothering to try to attack things on the ground, because I just generally am more concerned with things that can immediately kill me than the things that I can take one hit. And even though I do get power-ups from the things on the ground, it seems like the power-ups are bad. I don't know what the L and R technically do, but generally speaking, they do things like make my gun suck, so I don't really feel incentivized to do anything about them if I don't have to. Because this is bad. Yeah. don't know what the answer is. I might just need to accept that I'm going to take a death at the start of the stage because those bugs, if I don't clear them out as they're coming in on me, I'm just going to get wiped. Yeah, well, I can't figure out which is which. I can't figure out what the R and L could stand for. Okay, so there, move away from that one, because they won't be able to get it with this speed. And then I just gotta juggle what's remaining on the screen. Okay. So see there, I got shot by the thing on the ground, and then I got hit again before I could get the thing that healed me. No, this is definitely the point where it's like, I haven't even been playing this game an hour and I'm over it, so... As a kid, you could have, like, this could have been the game that you rented for the weekend. Or you could have rented X-Men, so honestly, like, it's not that bad. Like, if you, as a 5-year-old, are standing there, and you're looking at, your options are this new Back to the Future game, or this thing called Stinger, you're like, man, I'm going with Back to the Future. You made the wrong choice, kid. No, Back to the Future. No, we didn't rent Back to the Future. X-Men and is definitely tied for what I think was the worst rental ever. All those poor children got suckered. Yeah, we owned Back to the Future too, so someone bought it. Who knows why? I mean, like, obviously the reason why is because, yeah, Back to the Future is a good movie. Let kids play a game about that. Why not? Nice, wholesome Michael J. Fox action. So, like, the Grandfire isn't, like, it's not nothing. Yeah, no, if you critically analyze how that game is made, it's just, like, mind-boggling that they thought children, that it is acceptable to give that to children. Like, it's just such nonsense. And yeah, I never got to part 3 until my speedrun. So I've done it exactly once. You can see me, my live reaction to experiencing that part of the game for the first time. First and last time. I really don't like that. It's really frustrating that it just keeps starting the stage over. It's because I immediately take a death with the first enemy they throw at me. It was stressful. I was sitting there and I had a timer going and I'm just like trying to finish off the run and I don't want to do it again and I'm screwing up the puzzles at the end. It was not great. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I can't figure out how to deal with the first wave of enemies it throws at me here. Or the second wave, apparently. Now I have to bear in mind that this is a co-op game. You can play it with a friend, and I think that that probably makes it a more... Any game that you can play with someone else is going to be more enjoyable than playing it by yourself. So, you know, that's something to include into the total analysis of the game. Yeah, like I've said before, the only redeeming thing about Back to the Future 2 and 3, the two redeeming things about it. One, the game doesn't lag. Like, at no point in the game, and I've experienced the entire game, like, it doesn't ever put you in a situation where you feel like it's, like, all kind of janky. I mean, you feel like it's janky for different reasons. Like, it is running smoothly, so it is programmed well in that sense. Everything about the execution is bad, but that company did go on to make Shadowrun, so it's very possible that it was a stepping stone towards bigger and better things. Okay, so I missed that guy, and now everything's problematic, because he's going to scoot around on the bottom of the screen and make me sad. Lost my arms again. I forget the name of the... I didn't realize I didn't have arms. The NES game they made just before they made Shadowrun. If I was, like, looking at it, I would immediately recognize it. I absolutely can't place the name of the game right now. Yeah, I definitely saw that. You know, people were talking a lot about the Konami, like, about the Cowabunga collection, and like, oh, are you gonna get it? And I'm just like, I don't need to buy games that I already bought multiple times in my life. I did, you know, now that it's been released, I did kind of get to evaluate what they did with it, and I think they probably handled it. They made smart decisions, like, you know, making it so you can do the multiplayer in a reasonable fashion in the modern world, which is, like, having an online connection. That's a big deal. And yeah, fixing graphical issues, fixing, like, glitches, or, you know, in the case of, like, Castlevania 2, you could fix the portions of the game where it outright lies to you and prevents you from completing the game correctly, those sorts of things. I like that approach a lot better than, you know, Nintendo's approach of just put the least amount of effort possible into re-releasing things. Multiple times. Yeah, and I think anybody's expecting, like, TMNT 2 on Game Boy is not going to be something that people need to experience, and it's not going to be just, like, suddenly fantastic just because they put it, you know, in a modern collection. It's still the same crappy Game Boy game. Oh, he followed me up the damn screen. You know, they could have done, like, color conversion patches for the Game Boy games. I think that's, like, the only thing that could be different about it. And I actually haven't watched anyone play the Game Boy games on the Konami, like, on the Cowabunga collection, so I don't know what they did with them. But I know that that's a thing that people have done hacking-wise with Game Boy games, is making them, like, turning them into a Game Boy Color type compatible game, so giving them actual color palettes instead of being, you know, cabbage green and black. I mean, I'm not saying it needed it, but I'm saying it is a thing that could have been done to make it fancy. So tired of the start of this stage. See, the thing is, I know I can beat this game, but I also have just, like, no motivation to throw a lot of time at it. Like, it's not becoming a more enjoyable experience the longer it goes. I think anyone can beat any game if they want to just, like, throw all their time at it. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the TwinBee series. I think only... This might be the only one that made it to the US. I didn't hit any of the things coming at me at the start. I know they got, like, European releases. So you could have been playing this game, but slightly slower. Just miserable. The enemy follows you, and if you've only got the one speed, then he's just going to catch you. Like, I don't know. The idea is, like, you would have to shoot him as he comes on the screen and not get to the stage where he's on your side and following you. But, hey, I'm not good at that, so it's not happening. The car isn't the worst ad they could throw at you. Keeps throwing DiGiorno ads at me. I'm like, I'm not eating DiGiorno. I'm sorry. I am not your target audience. My arms! Yeah, if I don't get any deeper into this game, I'm gonna be okay with it. I guess there was a time when, like, in American culture where... Just American culture. There was a time just, like, in human history where, like, a frozen pizza was a really novel concept. And certainly, like, as a teenager, I didn't have, like, any kind of taste, so... just, like, it's cheap, so sure. I think you get to a certain point where you're just like, I'm poor, but, like, I still am not gonna... You can do better. Guess what? If you don't have that speed upgrade, you just lose. can't remember what I was reading about. There was something that, like, when they introduced it, they had to reintroduce it because people wanted to feel like they were actually cooking something. So they add like the step of add water, even though like they could have technically done that in the manufacturing process. It's just that like people were less inclined to purchase the product because they didn't feel like they were contributing to the creation of it. I feel like it was like a cake mix or something. It could have just as easily been Jell-O for all I know. I can't remember if there were any, like, frozen kids meals that you had to, like, rehydrate them. I'm not gonna get that. That's on the wrong side of the screen. Really appreciate you spawning me on the lower left corner, game. Really looking out for me. See, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Is that Kid Cuisine? I think that was Kid Cuisine. Well, the prize wasn't flavor, that's for sure. The ghost of Kid Cuisine took me out. I definitely felt like Lunchables. I don't think I ever had an enjoyable Lunchables experience. The like pre-packaged cheese and breadstick combo, bologna meat. This game is bologna meat. Yeah, again, I think that is your child perception of pizza is good, so this has to be good because it's pizza. It says so on the box. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I think that the first wave of enemies in this level are just too ridiculous at the base level, and that was just me looking at the bell and not the enemies in front of me. The problem is I need to get bells or I just, like, cannot evade these enemies at this stage. Especially the ones that are about halfway through the level that will follow me. They track your movement. So if I don't have any speed, they just run into me like that. It's these guys. So, like, it's clear, like, I have to get speed to have any kind of success here, but yeah, like, if you don't enter the stage with that momentum, then it's just a pain. they're like, well, you should just start from the beginning and don't get hit. Yeah, cool. Good game design. I'm definitely ready to be done. I do have an actual time limit. I do have to, like, physically leave in 45 minutes, so, like, I cannot play past that point. But I don't know that I'm even gonna get to that juncture. Like, this is an experience, alright. See, like, he was tracking my movement, trying to move away from him, and he just moved faster than me. So I need a minimum of 2 bells to escape that. If they're that close to me. Like, if they are approaching me, I can kind of, like, lure them. Because they only do it a certain number of times. Like, they follow you. Let's see, I was too close to that last one, so he hit me. They follow each change in input you make up to a certain point. Like, I think it's the first 4 inputs you make. So if you see them coming, you're able to kind of, like, wiggle around and they will not... Yeah, but Gradius is a good game. Which I think came out after this? Because this is such an early Konami game, I kind of assume that that's the case. Okay. I wanted the speed really bad. There's also no sense of progression. Like, I have no idea how long the stage is, and that's okay. Like, that's the way the games of the era were. But it's all just like a generic ground cover. So I'm not able to, like, even visibly keep track of where I am in relation to the end of the stage. And all you need to do to fix that is have a little dot on the side of the screen that's going up. No, so I'm not... Like, it's always the same. Like, what is on the ground is always going to be, like, that same pattern of things on the ground. But I can't keep track of it while I'm also looking at what's in the foreground, so... I can't be like, this is the 3rd road I've passed, so I know that I'm almost done. I don't think the game is even particularly that hard. It's just... like... the reward you get for the effort you put in is not equivalent. Because it is basically, like, built on the concept that you are better off just starting over rather than using the continues, and that's why it's like, yeah, we'll give you infinite continues, kid. But if that's the case, I'm not interested in playing the same, like the start of the game over again, and you might as well not have infinite continues. If you're going to say, like, well, the game is too hard at this stage to play correctly if you didn't come into it with speed, then just make me restart the game. Yeah, I'm sure they just had like a template that they just popped into all their games. So like, yep, it functions. Don't worry about it. Doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to function. Well, I did not hit any of them. Real bad. Okay. So I mean, like, I think I have like literally the same opinion about this as I have about the first game. Like, that was over a year ago when I streamed it for like an hour, and I just went, yeah, it's an arcade game, it's fine. And if, like, that's where we are at the end of the day, realizing that TwinBee absolutely crawled so that other games could run, that's fine. That's the reason why I'm playing this and not the one that was requested. Like, I have this weird thing where I don't want to, especially in the case of retro games, I don't want to play something that's at the end of the franchise and then like work my way backward, because like the games are gonna get worse. Theoretically, things evolve over time. We figure out things that were mistakes and we improve upon them. We make better games. It's like, I've thought about like what games I would recommend. I think about this a lot actually, now that I'm like on Twitch and interacting with people who are, you know, a decade younger than me. And those purses came in from the left. And it's like, what game would you recommend I play? And you sit there and you go, well, you want to recommend something that you know you enjoyed as a kid, but take like Mega Man X. Mega Man X is a great game. But if I played Mega Man X first, and then I was like, man, I love this Mega Man stuff, I'm gonna try the other Mega Mans, and then I played Mega Man 1 on NES, I'd be like, this is the worst thing ever. So that's the way I approach things if I'm being introduced to something I didn't play as a kid. I kind of want to like start with the crusty stuff and work my way forward. If it means I have like a bit of I have to spend, you know, a couple hours suffering through something that I clearly don't think there's any reason for me to be playing this, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Like, there's an arc, right? And I don't know if, like, you then pull the argument into, like, generationally, we hit a situation around the PS2 GameCube era where things that were franchises that were around for a long time and had plenty of acclaim just like all tanked. They just did very poorly in relation to their predecessors. And yeah, I think that a lot of it has to do with people in the industry were struggling with what to do with what they considered archaic technology. And in the case of Mega Man, it's like they had to keep fighting to keep it like a 2D game in the 3D era. And then when they finally did make it a 3D game, it was absolutely worse in every way. Same thing happened with Castlevania, right? Like, they kind of weren't sure how to modernize that. They're like, well, it's got to be 3D. 3D is the way to go these days, right? And then all of the 3D Castlevania games are, you know, like, they're universally worse than their predecessors. Worse than the games that were coming out for Game Boy Advance at the same time that are not 3D. And I mean, the other side of it is that, you know, I look at how I don't replay games at all now outside of a speedrun context, because like that's different. Like, you're obviously going to play it over and over again to get good at it. But like from a personal enjoyment standpoint, like I don't really replay games or rewatch movies or anything, because I feel like you don't have time anymore. Like, there's so many. The volume of content that exists across all mediums has expanded so dramatically that it seems kind of silly to invest all of your energy into the same thing when there's so many choices out there. My arms. I think that's the first time I've got a speed upgrade in like 20 minutes. It's felt like it's been quite a while. Yeah, for sure. But that's, I think, the same thing. Well, I don't know if it's the same thing. Castlevania is like a really weird example, because the early games in the franchise are, like, technically not the same genre as later games in the franchise. For the reason you just described. Like, someone decided to make an experimental choice and it turned out to be the right choice. And there's no reason to really go back. So, like, if someone says, I really love Symphony of the Night, I want to play more games like that, should I play Castlevania? And you go, well, no. Like, Castlevania 1, 2, and 3 are not the same genre. They're just a platformer. And if I had played Symphony of the Night and then played Castlevania 2, I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, no, this is garbage. Which is cool. I like it when they are able to, you know, connect games together like that. And make it not feel like you're just kind of churning out the same product over and over to make a quick buck. Survived the first wave, the second wave, the third wave, and the fourth wave. Alright. Well, fifth wave got me. Again, that. Dragon got me. Came up in the bottom left corner of the screen, and I could not move away fast enough. I was going full speed. But full speed is like full speed for a broken down school bus. Yeah. I think we'd experienced the pause menu sound effects. There you go. So, like, all I've really achieved here is I have an understanding of where this franchise started out. And ideally, when I play later games, I'm going to be all the more appreciative of what they developed into. That's the goal. There's the possibility I will play a later game and still be upset about it. I'll feel like it's still not worth my time. But, you know, if that's the case, that's the case. I'm trying to give it the best chance possible of being enjoyable. Oh. Okay. Come on, Bell. Come on, Bell. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to the boss of this stage. I think that this is the point where I just kind of go, okay, that's fine. Because it's like, the music is always the same, it visually looks the same, it's not even like particularly interesting to look at, so... And again, I feel like I'm kind of walled here at this start of the stage being the way it is. I'm, like, sort of getting better at it, but it seems to be just kind of... like, my execution doesn't feel like it's drastically improving. That's the way it feels, and, you know, I don't have a burning desire to complete this game, or, like, just to be able to say that I did. I don't think I have anything to prove with it, really. Let's say we give it, like, 5 more tries. Instantly tanks all 5. So just to get to that healing thing on the other side of the screen, you have to hold hard right just to be able to get there on time. I don't know, like, it depends on the context of it, really. Like, I don't think anybody should be, you know, bragging about a lot of, you know, video game accomplishments. Because at the end of the day, you're still just playing video games, but, you know, if someone gets through it on a single continue, sure. And, you know, that's what anybody who speedruns this game, they have to just get through it without dying. Like, that's... like, you know, it does take actual effort to get that good at something, and I do at least respect people finding unique things to give a care about. That's what makes this all interesting. See, the game, like, is immediately, like, at least reasonable to play when you have level 2 speed. Which is why I'm saying, like, it should have just started out that way. I have to be really careful now, though, because I've got no arms. Yeah, I mean... You're talking... oh, there goes the last life. Oh, one more life? Well, let's just lose it immediately. Now we're slow and terrible. Yeah, cool. See, that's the thing right there, right? Like, that's... 2 seconds of gameplay that exemplifies what sucks about this game. When it's just like... It was fine, because I had power-ups, then I died, and then it was awful again. And you immediately lose that next life. And if you're going to design the game that way, you might as well just make it that you, like, if you get hit, you just lose. Like, why are you even wasting my time with, like, the pretense that I'm going to be able to recover from it? But yeah, you're talking to someone who has, you know, the world record in Shrek wreaking havoc. Like, I'm not trying to... Whenever I bring that up, I'm not trying to brag about it. I'm mostly just... Like, it's some stupid thing that I invested, like, a day of my life in, and now I have that. Yeah, I mean, like, this game mechanically functions the way it was intended. If you played it in an arcade... you would spend money on it. That's the whole point. And, like, if you compare it to its peers, it's probably, like, equivalent gameplay to things that were out in 1985. But in the home market, it does not compare to things that were out. There are definitely better games on the NES at this time. I'm gonna get that. Which was just a problem with the NES releases of arcade games at the time. Like, they were just going to be not particularly good games. They weren't designed for a home release. Two more tries. It makes it seem like he went off the screen and then he comes back up from the bottom of the screen. That was a good one. That was a great try. Appreciate that one. Yeah, like the early 80s games, like, I appreciate them for, like, getting us to the next stage, but they are all, like, real light on content. And sometimes, like, in the sense of, like, what you're asking from an arcade experience, that's fine. I was gonna get the double guns! Finger guns! And the problem is, I'm sitting here and be like, well, it's gonna be better if I just started at speed 2 all the time. And someone could easily make a hack of that, but then, like, then it's too easy, I bet. Because it was designed to just be, like, incredibly frustrating at no level ups and then be like an actual game once you have any kind of speed. Oh well. That's fine. That is all of that I need in my life. We did get this intro cutscene though, so that's something. 1987, it says. I'd be curious if that's just the US edition and if it came out in 85 or something. Yeah, Stinger is TwinBee 2. I think it's the only game in the franchise that has just an alternate name because TwinBee 1 did not come out in the US. And they clearly thought that TwinBee didn't sound like a game that kids would play. Well, I never got that shield thing that they've got. It looks like it didn't help out player 2 at all. Yeah, that shield seems awesome. Maybe I needed multiple R's to get there. Okay, well, player 2 was trash. Yep, that's the answer. I need to just, like... Oh, no. I was gonna say I need to just barely touch the D-pad, but that doesn't seem to be the answer there. Anyway. I do think probably it's fine as a two-player game. Probably if you were in an arcade with a friend and you wanted to play an old crusty shooter game and it was there, it'd be fine. You'd have probably some kind of enjoyable experience, but like, how many shooter games have come out since 1987? You know, like, I think there's not really any reason to go back to this specific game. And that's okay, because I'm not going back either. And, the next one will be TwinBee 3, which I might also be on the NES and look exactly like this. I'm not sure. I did like... I drastically preferred the side-scrolling view over the overhead view. And I think that's where it like ground to a halt for me in terms of enjoyment. Whatever enjoyment was still there. Is that it gave me 2 of those, but then it gave me 3 of these. And I don't like this style as much. So, I like that they introduced that with this game. I want to see more of it. And we'll see if the next game is more balanced or if it has less of that for some reason. If they felt like, nope, that was the wrong direction to go. That was a real Castlevania 2 move of us. Anyway. We got stung. You know, like I said, if I played Poppin' TwinBee and thought it was great, and then I tried to play this, I would like it even less. So I think you have to, like, progress things forward. It's, like, the same reason that when we were playing... When my brother and I were playing RPGs together, we played the Megami Tensei games when someone wanted us to play Persona, because Persona is an offshoot of that, and if I started with, like, Persona 5, and then went back and tried to play Megami Tensei, it's not the same thing, and it's less interesting to see, like, how you get from point A to point B if you start at point B and then look at point A. That's at least my opinion about it. So, you don't have to agree with me. That's okay. Exactly. Anyway, that was TwinBee 2, Stinger, and I'm not playing it again. And, I mean, you can pretty much watch it for a few minutes and decide if you think it's something you would want to play. I would say probably there are significantly better games out there. Especially, since Cotton kind of falls into the same range of games and came out just a few years later, and I think Cotton is like a much better game mechanically. So, if you have to choose between 2 cute shoot 'em up games, pick Cotton every time.